Well, it is 9:46 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and UFC Fight Island 6 is over. This is unbelievable. Early start time, pacing was great, and Brian Ortega just picked up a huge win over the Korean Zombie. Clean sweep of the scorecards and all four judges if you include myself during the live blog on MMAfighting.com, but what a performance. You know, absence makes the heart grow fonder, but also creates some mystery. Brian Ortega looked phenomenal, and he gets it done. Huge win for him. And the big question is, which I think the answer is yes, will he be next for Alexander Volkanovski? I think after that performance, it's an absolute no-brainer. As we welcome you to the beginning of our UFC Fight Island 6 post-fight coverage. We're getting you ready for the post-fight media scrums. We're going to hear from Jessica Andrade, who had a huge win over Katlyn Chookagian. Body shot, just annihilates Katlyn Chookagian. She puts her away, does so with like 5 seconds left in the opening round. And then the main event, Brian Ortega defeats the Korean Zombie. So we have a lot to talk about. So we'll hear from Ortega. I don't know if we're going to hear from Dana White. He did do a scrum yesterday, so it is very possible. So we'll see what happens. We got our man with the boots on the ground, Jose Youngs, in Abu Dhabi right now. The fight that he's been waiting for forever has finally happened. It is over. I don't know if he's here right now, but I'd love to hear from him.
I think we are waiting for him. He was in the arena,
Okay.
So he's probably making his way back to the press room right now.
Well, if there's anybody who's
He's
more,
hosing off right now.
I don't know if there's anybody more emotionally invested in this fight than Jose. But it was a fun card. I mean, Alexander K. Lee, our Prince of Positivity, said that this is going to be a potential 9 on the old degree of difficulty scale. I don't think we got to a 9. There were some great performances, some fun fights. Jimmy Crute, outstanding. Gets a huge win over Modestas Bukauskas, finishes him in just over 2 minutes. James Krause gets a win. Jonathan Martinez continues to look better and better. Beats Thomas Almeida. Guram Kutataladze defeats Mateus Gamrot, hands him his first loss of his professional career. Julian Robertson defeats Poliana Botelho. I thought she looked great in that fight. She's pissed she didn't get the finish. Jun Young Park, dominant performance over John Phillips. I think he has the UFC record for ground strikes in a 3-round fight, even more than Hamzat Chimaev, which he was excited about. Fares Zayem defeats Jamie Malarkey. That was a close fight. Could have gone either way. Maxim Grishin gets a second-round TKO win over Antigulov. Have to imagine that's probably the end of the line for him. 4 straight losses.
I don't know.
And Saeed Nurmagomedov.
One more chance.
He's still won 4 in his last 4.
Lucky number 5. That's what the saying goes. You are anti. I am pro. How do you say his name?
Antigulov. Zimrad Antigulov.
Antigulov. Yeah, I am pro Alog. Pro Galov. No, he's done. He's done. We're not gonna see anymore. He's done.
Come on. I mean, good fighter. He's got some potential. It's just not there right now. Sometimes you need to go back to the regional scene and get the mojo back. And then the night kicked off in a big way with Saeed Nurmagomedov.
Yeah.
Just under a minute, puts away Mark Striegel, which is no easy feat. Did it. Great finish. That's a hell of a way to start off the night. So I wonder what they're going to do here. Are we going to have a slew of performance bonuses tonight? Or are we going to have a fight of the night mixed in? I think this is going to be one of those, let's give 4 performance bonuses.
Andrade and Crute, those are locks.
Sure.
So it's yeah. Yeah.
I think it's gonna be Crute, Andrade, Nurmagomedov, and I think they're gonna give Ortega one.
I believe Ortega deserves one. Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. So I think those will be the 4. I mean, Gilbert Burns got one after the Woodley fight.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they will give one to Ortega. I mean,
I like Ortega and Martinez to get one. When my Martinez getting one? Did you say Martinez?
I didn't say Martinez.
I really enjoyed his performance, but Almeida's been out for a while, so it's hard to kind of tell if that was the Thomas Almeida that we remember or, yeah.
I mean, if you're going to give a fight of the night, you got to give it to Kutateladze and Gamrot. That's the fight. I mean, that was definitely the fight of the night.
Oh, yeah. Oh, got Mr. Jose Youngs.
Hi, Jose.
What's up, guys?
What's going on?
I don't know if you need me on camera or not, but
it's okay. We're live right now. So now that the fight is finally come and gone, it's over. Brian Ortega victorious. Jose, give us your reaction.
Beautiful performance, stunning performance, given that he won pretty much the entire fight on the feet, and we were all in agreement that the Korean Zombie would have the significant advantage on the feet. Even Eddie Chai's coach was like, everyone's talking about the ground game, but like, what about the stand up? And yeah, unbelievable performance. Spinning back elbow was on point. Korean Zombie it reminded me of a little bit of like when Paulo Costa would because there were moments where it looked like he had cornered Brian, and he just didn't pull the trigger at all. Like, I don't know what was going on. Like, he just looked broken from the third round on, even to the point of like if you watch that whole fight, because I was watching the arcade side, like Brian showed pretty much no head movement. Like, he was there to get hit. Like, in the first round, Zombie was tagging him, and even in the beginning of the second round, and then like that elbow just like crushed him. So like there were moments where Brian would like kind of find himself with his back to the fence, and Korean Zombie would like corner him, and then Brian would just circle away, and Korean Zombie wouldn't do nothing. And with that, Jessica Andrade is there.
Okay. Big winner in the co-main event, Jessica Andrade. Is she next for the winner of Valentina Shevchenko and Jennifer Maia?
You better be.
Congratulations on the impressive victory. UFC Motion, how are you feeling?
Parabéns de uma grande vitória. Como é que você está se sentindo agora?
Eu estou muito feliz, né? A realização de mais uma conquista, né? Poder ganhar nessa categoria do 5-7. E eu só tenho a agradecer, né? O meu mestre, a minha equipe, minha esposa, minha família, que sempre estiveram junto comigo. Sem eles, nada disso seria possível. E agora vamos buscar novos horizontes, né?
I feel really good. You know, it's one more accomplishment, one win in another division, and I have to thank my master, my team, my wife, and let's go to the next.
You've talked about, potentially moving around divisions depending on what's there, but can you tell us how you felt in there tonight, and is maybe this the right division for you?
Você falou de mudar a categoria, ficar flutuando, né? Mas como é que você se sentiu? Você acha que essa é a sua categoria?
Até agora eu me senti muito bem nessa categoria, né? Eu acho que é uma possibilidade, né? Se manter mais à frente, né? Até porque a idade vai chegando, né? Vai ficando cada vez mais difícil perder peso. E eu tenho essa consciência. Então, pode ser que mais no futuro seja, assim, uma categoria. E quem sabe se o UFC me oferecer lutar no 66, no 61 de novo, eu tô aqui para o que precisar. Eu tô pronta para lutar.
Yeah, maybe. I think that the age comes for everyone, so weight cutting gets harder. But I felt really well tonight, and who knows if the UFC offers me a fight at 145 or 135, we'll see.
As far as the fight tonight, obviously a big size difference between the two of you. Did you know that the body shot was going to be there? Was that something you were looking for from the start?
É claro que tinha uma grande diferença de altura, né, hoje à noite, mas você sabia que aquele golpe no corpo ia funcionar?
Na verdade, aquele golpe no corpo, o mestre dentro do vestiário falou comigo, falou assim, olha filha, sim, foi de uma hora para outra, hoje mesmo a gente assistindo as lutas da 2Cage, ele mudou a estratégia toda e falou, olha, vamos acertar o corpo, porque no corpo ela vai sentir, ela perdeu muito peso, tá desgastada, eu já fui lutador, sei como que é, então acerta a linha de cintura, acerta o corpo, que vai nocautear, e acabou funcionando, o mestre, ele fala, dá certo.
Yeah, that's something that actually Master Paraná said today. We're watching a lot of her fights, and he said that he's been a fighter. He knows what it's like. He saw the weight cut, and he said, trust the weight shot, do it, and he was right.
Last thing for me, I know you're a respectful person, not the calling out type, but do you feel like you're the best match for Shevchenko? Do you think your power might be something that nobody else has, and maybe that's the secret to beating her?
Claro que você é uma pessoa respeitosa, você não costuma desafiar muito, mas você acha que você é a adversária certa com sua força para derrotar a Shevchenko?
Olha, eu acredito que nessa categoria eu possa fazer uma diferença aí. Eu acho que posso até fazer um pouco de frente para a Valentina, né? E é uma vontade que eu sempre quis, né? Não só aqui dentro da organização, mas fora da organização também, era para a gente já ter lutado. E isso aí ficou marcado em mim, então eu espero que eu tenho essa oportunidade de lutar contra a Valentina e com certeza acho que eu vou fazer uma grande diferença. Acho que nessa categoria eu vou dar muito show ainda.
Yeah, I think I can make a difference in this division. I think I can put up a fight against Valentina. It's something that should have happened already in other organizations. So, I think I'm going to make a difference in this and put on shows in this division.
Jessica, right here. Given how unpredictable the current climate of the world is, we see a lot of fighters fall out between fights. Are you willing to stay ready in case Jennifer Maia or Valentina can't make it to that fight? You might be able to step in?
Com tudo que está rolando, né, muita luta caindo, tudo mais, você está disposta a ficar preparada para entrar caso a Jennifer Maia ou a Valentina se machuquem?
Com certeza, né? Eu tô pronta para lutar a hora que precisarem de mim, né? Se acaso isso acontecer, eu vou estar preparada, não só para essa categoria, mas sim para 61, para 66. O que me derem de possibilidade, eu vou estar lutando, porque fazia muito tempo que eu não sentia essa alegria de estar lutando, de sentir esse vigor, essa vontade. E hoje eu me recuperei, me reinventei de novo e agora eu tô pronta para o que precisar.
For sure, I'm going to stay ready. If that happens, I'll be there if needed. And in any other division, 135, 145, I'll be ready. And, I haven't felt this happy and haven't had this vigor to fight. And, I just felt really good tonight.
And I believe you just got one of the bonuses tonight. So congratulations on that. What are you going to do with an extra $50,000?
Você recebeu um bônus, parabéns. O que você vai fazer com mais $50 mil?
Já tô numa crescente muito boa aí de bônus, viu? Acho que agora o objetivo que eu sempre busquei na minha vida, que era poder comprar uma casa para minha mãe, eu vou conseguir realizar. E essa semana acho que já tô indo para lá, para o Paraná, para visitar minha mãe. E eu acho que é sempre bom vencer, ganhar o bônus é maravilhoso, né? Então acho que estou cada vez mais mostrando o meu potencial e tudo que eu posso fazer de bom dentro da organização.
Yeah, thankfully I'm on a good bonus winning streak, and one of my goals has always been to buy my mom a house. So, maybe next week I'm going to go down to my home state of Paraná and look into that. But, it's always good to get a win and even better to get a bonus.
Jéssica, aqui. Você mencionou que a estratégia de atacar o corpo foi decidida no vestiário. Qual que era a estratégia anterior?
A estratégia anterior, na verdade, era trocar, achar a distância, trocar e agarrar e botar a luta pro chão. E aí o mestre, hoje mesmo, ele assistindo no quarto, assistindo as lutas, ele... Jéssica, dá uma olhada nas lutas da Kate Cage, que eu ainda não tinha olhado, tinha visto só alguns highlights, mas sempre na semana da luta, eles acabam colocando na internet a luta completa. E aí eu fui lá assistir e ele falou, cara, dá pra gente trocar com ela, vamos trocar com ela e acerta a linha do corpo que ela vai sentir e a luta vai acabar ali. E foi dito e feito, né? Os chutes entraram, as quedas entraram. Então, tudo que eu treinei durante todo esse camp, né, junto com o Daniel, a PRVT Girls, funcionou. E a hora que a gente chegou dentro do vestiário, o mestre, filha, não esquece, acerta o corpo que vai acabar ali. E foi dito e feito. A hora que pegou na costela ali, pegou na boca do estômago, eu só escutei ela gritando, ai, eu falei, meu Deus, o que aconteceu? Acabou a luta. Aí o mestre, não acabou não, vai pra cima. E eu fui igual a doida, e aí deu certo e acabou a luta ali.
The question was about the previous strategy before, going to the body. And Jessica says that, the strategy was really to close the distance, grapple her, take her down. But once Master Paraná saw that, I hadn't watched a lot of her fights. I'd only seen a couple of highlights, but I saw that could work. And thankfully, we were able to do a lot of what we did in the gym. And when I hit her with that first body shot, I saw her react to it, but I didn't know what happened. But Master Paraná said, keep moving forward, keep going. And I was able to get the finish.
Eu ia até mencionar isso, né? Quando você acertou e ela, né, deu um grito ali, você deu uma parada. E aí você ouviu o mestre falando alguma coisa. O que passou pela sua cabeça? Você já chegou chutando, já chegou na voadora.
Foi, nossa, eu entrei em desespero, né? Eu olhei e falei assim, ué, acabou? Não acabou? O que aconteceu? Porque na hora que eu acertei o soco na linha de cintura, ela tinha me dado uma cotovelada. Então ela me deu a cotovelada de um lado e eu dei o hook do outro. E eu não tinha percebido que eu tinha acertado ela ali na linha de cintura. E quando eu vi ela gritando ai e saindo, eu falei, uai, mas eu acertei? Aí, logo em seguida, já escutei o mestre gritando, vai pra dentro, vai pra dentro. E aí eu falei, cara, não acabou ainda não. Aí fui. E aí deu tudo certo. Aí na hora que eu dei a joelhada trocada, ela meio que se abaixou. E ainda eu consegui colocar mais um com a direita e ela deitou mesmo de vez e ali foi o fim.
The question was when you hit that body shot, you kind of stopped and it almost seemed like the fight had ended. And Jessica says, she had thrown an elbow, and then Jessica went in with the body hook, and she didn't think it landed. But once she noticed that Master was telling her to keep moving forward, and she saw that, she heard her and she had to keep going, and that's how she ended the fight.
Caso você não receba o title shot para lutar com a vencedora entre Valentina e a Jennifer, o que você pretende fazer? Fazer mais alguma luta no 5-7? Voltar pro palha?
Acredito que se o UFC me oferecer mais uma luta no 5-7, eu aceito, né? Acho que nessa categoria tem algumas meninas aí subindo. E acredito que mesmo que o UFC não me dê a oportunidade de lutar pelo cinturão agora, isso vai acontecer, uma hora vai acontecer. Porque essa categoria, ela precisa mais de movimento, e eu acho que eu estou entrando para fazer isso, para dar esse movimento que precisa. E eu acho que a gente vai ter muita história ainda pela frente, tem umas meninas muito duras aí pela frente, então acredito que até a luta da Valentina contra a Jennifer eu acabe fazendo mais uma no 5-7. O UFC queira me segurar um pouco aqui para poder fazer essa luta contra a Valentina. Seria bem interessante.
The question was, if you don't get the immediate title shot, what's your plan? Are you staying at 125? And Jessica says, we'll fight wherever. Maybe with this fight at Jennifer Maia and Valentina, the UFC is going to want to have me have another fight. But, I think I'm the person to do the movement in this division. It's exactly what this division needs. It needs to be stirred around a little bit.
Cair na guarda dela foi algo que você não queria, você queria evitar, mas acabou acontecendo. Em algum momento você ficou preocupada, sentiu alguma pressão e achou que ela podia te finalizar?
Até antes da luta acontecer, eu tinha essa preocupação. Mas depois, na hora da luta ali, que eu ergui ela com muita facilidade, que ela tentou finalizar ali, mas não conseguiu pegar. Eu falei, cara, não tá difícil essa luta, tá fácil. Eu só tenho que usar a estratégia certa, defender as posições aqui, e vai funcionar, vai dar tudo certo. E aí, quando eu caí dentro da guarda dela, só tive calma, paciência, fiz tudo que eu tinha treinado durante esse camp todo, e aí ergui, joguei para um lado, joguei para o outro. Eu acho que eu consegui fazer tudo o que eu precisava fazer. Eu acho que eu me impressionei comigo mesmo, com a minha melhora, a minha capacidade de evolução. Chutar uma coisa que eu não fazia muito, e hoje eu vi que o meu chute é muito forte, que ela chegou a cair no chão. Então, acho que isso é uma das armas que eu tenho que usar mais durante a luta. Mas a questão do chão, eu acho que eu vim muito bem preparado para tudo isso.
The question was regarding falling into the guard, which is something that she didn't want to happen. And Jessica says that, when she was on the ground, she noticed that it was easy, and she picked her up and slammed her. And when she fell into the guard, she knew that she could handle it. And, she was able to see how much she's improved, and she's not somebody who usually kicks, and she was able to use kicks in this fight. So she was able to do a lot of things that she hasn't usually done and add new weapons to her arsenal.
Minha última pergunta, pode ser que você enfrente a Jennifer Maia caso ela se torne campeã e se o UFC te der o title shot? Como é que você vê esse combate?
Seria muito interessante, né? Porque antes de eu entrar no UFC, eu já tinha lutado com a Jennifer e eu perdi. Então, assim, na época ela disse que foi uma das lutas mais duras que ela fez na carreira. E então acho que seria uma boa revanche, seria muito legal poder lutar com ela de novo, né? Eu acho que daquele tempo para cá eu evoluí muito, assim como ela. Então acho que seria uma luta muito interessante. Por isso que eu acho que eu estando nessa categoria tem muita coisa válida, né, de estar nessa categoria, né? Eu posso lutar contra a Valentina, eu posso lutar contra a Jennifer Maia, seria uma revanche. Então tem muita bala na agulha aí para me usarem onde precisarem.
The question was regarding the possibility of fighting Jennifer Maia if she wins the belt and Jessica gets the title shot. And Jessica says, I've lost to her before we're in the UFC. So it'd be interesting to go in there. I know I've improved a lot. Jennifer's improved a lot. So that's the point. There's a lot of things that make sense in this division. Fighting Valentina makes sense. Fighting Jennifer Maia. So it's a good addition to the division.
All right, Jessica Andrade, huge win for her. Puts away Caitlin Chukagian in the first round just seconds ago. Landed just a ferociously painful-looking shot to the body that changed everything. Andrade pounced like the pit bull that she is and took Chukagian out of there with, I think it was like 5 seconds left in the opening round. There you go. Good stuff from her. I asked a lot of people if she is next in line to fight for the title when Shevchenko and Maia fight. Most people agree. One person did not agree. That would be Lauren Murphy. She said no. Murphy, listen, in losing Cynthia Calvillo really kind of stinks for Lauren, because I think had they fought the way they were supposed to next Saturday, the winner of that probably would have been next in line. But Andrade going out there getting a first-round finish might have just spoiled the plans no matter what happened in that fight.
Is Lauren trying to sell that she should get a title shot if she beats a late notice newcomer to the UFC? Is that what she's trying to sell us? I enjoy her enthusiasm.
Well, I spoke with her the other day when all this moving and shaking was going on, and her plan is to win next Saturday against the newcomer and then fight Calvillo before the year is over to earn that shot. Because I mean, Calvillo, it's not like Calvillo was injured. She tested positive for the Rona, so she could probably fight in December.
Yeah, we have no idea. We have no idea.
No
clue. You know, hey, was Andrade asked if she would take another fight or would?
Yes. She said she would do it if she has to. She would even fight at 145.
Okay, then if Andrade Murphy.
She also said she's going to stay ready in case Maia can't make it, because given the climate of the world right now.
Oh yeah, good. That was very good question, and that's very interesting. Yeah. When is that? When is Shevchenko Maia? When is that?
That's the co-main event in November for the Figueiredo Perez fight.
So that's in the States?
Yeah, November 21st in Vegas.
In Las Vegas. Yeah,
Vegas. Okay.
Yeah. Tiny cage.
Tiny cage. Tiny cage. Bonuses. So as you heard, Jessica Andrade got a bonus. No surprise there. Jimmy Crute gets a bonus. I was wrong. I thought we were going to get a whole bunch of performance bonuses. Gamrot versus Kutateladze, fight of the night. Nicely done. That fight was awesome. If there's a featured prelim that deserved 2 extra rounds, it was that one. That fight was tremendous. A lot of comments on the 125-pound division. Myles Quinn going to be hard for anybody to be Valentina. That is the understatement of the century right there.
I don't think anyone's doubting that, but we say that about every champ before they lose.
Yeah. Our old friend Joseph Boza said Murphy 4-1 at 125 pounds. That's true. She's looked great ever since she moved back to Texas and kind of went back to her old school training ways. Started working with Crew Bob and all those folks over there. I mean, it's changed everything. The finish of Mara Romero Barella. I know the Andrea Lee fight, it's kind of controversial, but it is what it is. And then she goes out and beats Roxy pretty convincingly. I mean, she's right there. She earned that fight with Calvillo. It was the right fight to make, and unfortunately for her, she's not gonna, get to fight the top contender in the division. So we'll see what happens there. As we await the arrival, I don't know, is Dana coming, Jose?
So here's my theory. I do not know. We were told maybe, but we also, if you saw the news that they might try to put fans in, they might try to put fans in the arena for the Khabib fight, like a small number. I know Dana didn't want to, but I think it might be a little to do with DCT Abu Dhabi. Like they want fans in here, so they might do it in the big arena. Don't know if Dana wants that, and I don't know if he wants to answer questions about it. Similar to when a certain president of the United States got a certain virus, Dana didn't do.
Yeah, he doesn't want to face the media.
We also think, and this is all hype. This is all I don't know. This is all just what we discussed. Speculation. Like they were in the middle of the Conor Poirier negotiations, and I don't think Dana wanted to say anything that would jeopardize it. Like he didn't want to talk about it until it was done. And when Dana comes out, it's like, oh, where's Conor? This and that. So he did not do media. He didn't even do ESPN or Yahoo for a while until very recently. So we didn't see Dana for 2 weeks for reasons unknown to us.
Okay. So I mean, normally with these types of things, if we didn't see Dana by now, we're probably not going to see him. So, like seeing Andrade come up first,
unless he's checking on Zombie and Ortega, because he's been known to go check on fighters immediately too.
Well, he's really doing an in-depth checkup on them. Then I would assume.
TKZ versus Cattar or Max. Funny enough, when we do our post-fight show, Calvin Cattar will be here reacting to the main event. That is official.
Can we say that? Okay, I wasn't sure if we could say that.
Awesome.
We could say it. It is a done deal. We just got the text from my man Tyson Chartier, manager of the Stars, said that he's ready whenever. And I said, as soon as this is done, we will bring him in. And he's excited to do it.
Yay.
So definitely a guy that was paying close attention to the fight tonight. So we'll get his reaction on what happened with Ortega defeating the Korean Zombie, clean sweep, and the state of the 145-pound division. Because outside of the title fight, the only guy that's really been active or has had some big fights at 145 this year was Calvin Cattar. So I mean, obviously Josh Emmett and Shane Burgos was a great fight too, but it's nice to see Ortega, Korean Zombie, see a couple of these guys in the top 5 battle it out. And now we'll see where the Zabit Magomed Sharapovs of the world go and Yair Rodriguez goes, because now they got to play some catch up, because Brian Ortega clearly is the #1 contender to fight Volkanovski. So, speaking of Ortega, we are awaiting his arrival at some point, and maybe Dana White. We don't know yet.
Yeah, we're assuming no, but no official word.
No official word.
So so this thing about the next week, they're gonna move the. Is this official? Is this just rumors? Like, what is this about the fans?
Well, we've been hearing rumors about it this whole trip. It was just a matter of if the arena would be ready, if the UFC wanted to do it, if there was a walk doing this and that. And I guess according to Brett Okamoto of ESPN, they got approval. We kept getting told like various deadlines, like, oh, the UFC has set a deadline for today or last week or the next week for BCT to figure it out. So not quite sure what the situation is, but I'm sure we'll find out more when we get the UFC schedule and what have you for the next week. Usually we get them on Monday, so I'll probably have more answers for you in like a day or two.
That is wild. They just that's a big. I mean, that's not quite the change of going from like moving a John Jones fight from Vegas to Inglewood, but that's a big deal.
I think it's
maybe it could be bigger actually.
Yeah, it could be. I could be in an arena with thousands of fans.
Wear about 20 masks, sir.
Oh, I'm not staying octagon side for that one.
Yeah, the road to UFC 254, Khabib versus Justin Gaethje, that is coming up. And I mean, I couldn't be more excited for the start time next weekend. I mean, I was excited for the start time tonight, but good Lord. It's going to be like, what? The prelims start like 7:15 your time, Casey, next week in the morning. How about that?
I'm okay with that. I'm okay. I've been doing 5 a.m. wake ups all week for all these media days, man. So I didn't even know there wasn't 5 a.m. until Fight Island came about. I just go to sleep around 2 and then I just wake up and
in 1 hour I will have been up for 24 hours because it is impossible to sleep on Fight Island.
Let's talk about that.
Yes.
I think so. Remember Caitlin Chikagian during her pre-fight interview was talking about how, the no sleep thing isn't a big deal. And then James Krause comes right after, and even Korean Zombie comes in and says, pre-fight, Korean Zombie was talking about how the sleep schedule sucks. And then James Krause talked about post-fight how the sleep schedule sucks.
It's awful.
I really wonder, because to me, when I was watching the fight, I kept thinking, Zombie doesn't look tired. He literally looks sleepy. And I know every fighter
he's not pulling the trigger.
Yeah, I just think he was sleeping because he was complaining about the sleep earlier in the week. And I know every fighter responds differently to that, but man, it's unfortunate. It's just to have these incredibly high level fights and then do it sleepy. So, but we won't know unless Korean Zombie tells us. But that was just my observations.
It's rough, man. It's like you go to bed, and I don't think I've gotten more than 4 hours of sleep a night out here. Like it's impossible. Like you go like the sun, like you've been to Abu Dhabi before, Casey. Like when the sun goes down, like at nighttime, it's not like the States where it just gets dark, like that. Like the sun goes, like the sunset and it's dark. Like it's light for a little bit, and then the sun rises super early. It's not like a steady rise. Like it's night, and then all of a sudden the sun is at peak. So it's impossible to sleep here. I've not gotten more than 4 to 5 hours a night at all. I've often pulled like 20-hour days just because I'm like, I can't sleep right now. It's impossible. Too much work to do.
I would be interested if you ask Ortega. I'm interested in his takedowns, his wrestling takedowns that he did, because to me, I mean, they were effective, but man, they looked very pretty. I don't want to say sloppy, but risky. Because I was just thinking Zombie was going to throw a big knee and just hurt Korean. Zombie was going to throw a big knee and really hurt Ortega if those really reaching takedowns. So I'm kind of curious about that from what both of them will say.
He also do some head kicks. You don't see Brian Ortega throw high kicks much, and he threw a few.
So Ortega had an entire besides Henner, who couldn't make it because of COVID reasons. His entire camp is like he had a new striking coach, new everything, right? New manager.
Looks like it.
Yeah, I didn't recognize any of those people. So because remember before he was really sporting, what was that called? Like surf jiu-jitsu, or remember black belt surf?
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly, but I guess. And he really did.
I think that was Henner Gracie's thing though. So I don't know. I don't know if that's a him thing or a Gracie thing. And still no word on literally anyone.
Yeah. I hope UFC just books Cattar versus Zabit. Yair seems to be perpetually not ready.
We have a Lomachenko fight to get to, people.
Yeah,
that's going on too.
Yeah, I'm not a big sports guy, but I got some sports to watch tonight, and I got on the DVR. So
what are you picking? Game 7 or Lomachenko?
I'm gonna watch Loma live, but then I got 2 Game 7s to watch. So So tomorrow is only the first day in a while I don't have to wake up in the morning. So
I really hope the Braves
and
okay, sorry. I hope the Braves and the Rays just crush your soul.
We will see.
One can dream.
One can dream. Isn't having your soul crushed part of being a sports fan?
Yeah, we're Red Sox fans. It's literally happened to us for 86 years.
I always tell Sean
in just the worst ways.
Oh my God! Boston fans complaining about sports. Get out of here.
Yeah, dude. Well, Casey, you started to watch sports in 2001 when Boston got good.
Okay.
Like before we won the Stanley Cup in 2011, the last one we had was 75. Before we won the World Series in 04, the last one we had was 1918. The Patriots went 1-15 the year I was born. The Celtics basically, and I'm gonna admit it, the 2008 NBA championship that has been like a 12-year after party, and we're still talking about it. Like we got to move on at some point. And before that, the last one was like 86. So,
Boston fans
can't win them all, but unless you're Boston.
That 08 Celtics team was just so fun to watch. Scalabrini coming off the bench, loved that team. They were so deep.
Poe, baby. We should have won We should have won in 09, but then KG got hurt, and the Magic decided to play well, and then we should have won in 2010, but Kendrick Perkins decided to blow his knee out. Shout out to Pat Gasol for doing that.
That 08 team was so good. Tony Delk, Eddie House.
Yeah.
Man, there's nothing you can do. You can stop them. I know these people watching right now are so excited to hear about this.
We should have won in 2011. I think we signed Shaq instead of Kendrick Perkins, which was stupid.
I loved it. Loved seeing Shaq there for a year.
Casey, we're talking about basketball.
Yeah. Boston basketball.
That's right.
All right, but you guys are from Boston or the Boston area, so all right, you're allowed to be Boston. You're allowed to be Boston fans. All right, I'll give you that.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I'll grant you that one.
Yeah, and this is and this isn't bandwagon jumping. This is heartbreak.
You know
You've been
who
through
else
the
is from
crapper.
Boston? You know who else is from Boston?
Calvin Cada.
UFC panelist Calvin Cada.
That's right. And he will be here joining us in a little while. There's be Boston accents everywhere, so he'll probably bring it out of me. Yair versus
Shout out to
Cattar,
Providence.
Ortega versus Volk, Max versus
No,
Zabit.
dude. Yair versus Zabit. Cattar versus Max.
Yes. Ortega versus Volk. Yes, that's the fight.
Also, this is such a bizarre way of it should be Volk versus Ortega, and that should be the first fight. Get it together, Steven.
So, early predictions: Ortega Volk. Let me see what our the fans feel.
I
Let's see what we
believe Brian
got here.
Ortega just finished ESPN, so he
All
should
right.
be en route soon.
Awesome.
Just waiting on Mr. Ortega.
So most likely we're not getting a Mr. Dana White. Yeah,
No.
I'm pretty confident.
I would assume not.
I hear he's afraid of the media.
Not unless your name is Brett or Kevin.
Volk versus Ortega. Who you got? That's a great question right now. I mean, this is a recency bias sport, so.
Well, I guess if the Volk that fought Holloway in the rematch versus the Ortega that fought tonight, I don't know, you would think Ortega, but styles make fights. Yeah.
But see, here's what makes Volkanovski so good is that his ability to adjust in the middle of a fight is unbelievable, just unbelievable. Like you saw that, like Holloway, those first 2 rounds, all Max Holloway. They're all Holloway. And then to me, like I know you scored it for Holloway, and I know a lot of people scored it for Holloway. I didn't think it was that big of a robbery. Honestly, I didn't think it was that big of a robbery.
I wouldn't say it was a robbery. I thought there was a robbery tonight on this card, but I did score for Holloway, but I was okay with Volk winning.
Yeah, I was fine with it. I mean, like 4 and 5 were Volkanovski rounds. I thought 3 was close, but I still gave it to Volkanovski. Like I remember watching the fight, and I was like, okay, I think I'm not mad that Volkanovski got the win. Like it was close. I'm like, definitely not a robbery. And then I went back and watched it again because I remember I played golf the next morning, and by the time we were done doing the post-fight show, it was like 4:15 in the morning, and I was like, well, we're leaving to go play golf in 45 minutes, so I'm just gonna go rewatch the fight again. And I was like, okay, this is definitely not a robbery. I think Volkanovski might have won this fight.
You know what? I don't doubt you because expectations really change your viewpoint on a fight. And and then coming into the rematch, I thought Volkanovski was gonna just dominate Max again. Because I thought Volkanovski won. Basically, I thought he swept him in the first fight, 50-45. And so that was my expectations coming into the rematch. I wasn't happy the rematch was even booked. So maybe sometimes when they're close rounds, you tend to go with the underdog because I was expecting more from Volkanovski. So but I did not rewatch that fight. So
yeah.
But I remember when they announced Volkanovski, I wasn't like, what the heck? Like when Reyes lost to John Jones, I was like, wow, I was what the heck, you know? But I wasn't that way for Volk. Yeah.
I want to see, while we await Brian Ortega's arrival, I want to see 2 more rounds of Kutateladze and Cameron. Let's just put him out there and just let him do it. 10 more minutes. I want to see 10 more minutes of that fight.
What a great personality.
What did you think?
How do you say his name? Guy fought Cameron.
Kutateladze.
Jeez.
Kutateladze.
I'm gonna have to remember that. Yeah.
You kind of have to say it like I couldn't say it, and then I watched an old Brave FC video where the ring announcer like said it so excitedly, and now every time I say it, I have to say it like I'm ring announcing it.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, if you watch it the way it shows,
I remember.
Guram Kutateladze. That was a great fight.
Hey, so Jose, you were very high on Mr. Gamrot. What did you think of his performance?
It was. I think he definitely messed his hand up in that fight. You could see him shaking it out the whole time, and when he tried to like grab or grapple or stuff, it just looked like, or even throw punches, just looked like he didn't have strength to like grip or like whip that punch in. So I think it was his right hand, if I remember correctly. So something just seemed off, but it was a good fight. Like, it was fun scrap. Like, he got him down, and he was trying to power through his defenses. Guran, I think it was the second round, made this adjustment where it seems like every time Gamrot would try to close the distance, he would just eat a baseball bat to the head over and over and over, just like those high kicks and those snapping kicks. Like, round 2 is very kick heavy for Guram, which is no surprise because that's pretty much his whole game. But Guram was disappointed. Said he wouldn't have been surprised if Gamrot got the fight. Even like Guram was like, it wasn't my fight. Making it seem like he thinks it was a bad decision, but I doubt it. I think he just holds himself to a high standard. That's all. But if they gave it to Gamrot, I wouldn't have been surprised too. I know a lot of people on our YouTube comments, if you look at Guram's post-fight press conference, a lot of the comments just think Gamrot won because he was kind of on the offensive with his takedowns for so much. But I thought it was a 50-50 fight. Awesome scrap though. Weird match. Like, looking back on it, it's like you could have saved that fight further down the road rather than right now. Like when Chimaev fought Reese McKee, I was like, man, I don't want one of these guys to lose right now because they're just so high level. They're just such high prospects.
Yeah, I really don't like the booking of that fight was odd. I really don't like bringing two newcomers, especially high level prospects who never fought in the UFC. So it's just hard that we just don't. I can't watch every fight. So I just didn't know very much about these guys, so I don't know what to really think.
If I remember correctly, it was like both fights. Like Gamrot like filled in for someone, I think, and then the original opponent fell out. So then it was like a lot of fight fallouts in this matchup, I think. So I don't think this was the original matchup they had planned.
No, it definitely wasn't.
Okay.
Because Gamrot got brought into fight. All right, so Magomed Mustafayev was supposed to fight Renato Moicano. Moicano was out, Gamrot got brought in, and then Mustafayev was out, and Kutateladze came in as a short notice replacement. So,
okay.
Yeah, a lot of movement.
But I would say, not betting wise, but by just fan predictions, this is one of the biggest upsets of the year. 91% of fans on Typology had predicted that Gamrot would win. So,
well, Gamrot was basically KSW's like when Marlon Moraes came in with all the hype. Like, we all knew how great Marlon was, and then he fought a Sunsao right away. And then you saw it was his first fight in the UFC, and then you saw the real Marlon. I think that's what we're gonna get with Gamrot. Gamrot was the champ at KSW. He's unbelievable.
Champ going up in weight or down in weight? He's about 55 tonight. So what was I know very little about him, to be honest. But except I hear good things. And I think I've seen some gifs. But I was excited to see him.
Let me find out.
He's featherweight and lightweight champ.
Okay, featherweight and lightweight.
Yeah, so he went up and down.
Okay. Ooh, another featherweight.
He's doing everything right. Like he trains at ATT too. So and he competes in ADCC, but he got matched up on day one with Gary Tonin like right away. So it didn't work out for him.
Yeah. Did he get like heel hooked like in 30 seconds?
No, he went 7 minutes.
It was it was like 7 or 8 minutes. Yeah.
Good for him.
So he's he's a phenomenal. Yeah, he's a very, very good grappler. Like, he has a couple of key lock wins. He has like heel hook wins, like ground and pound. Like he's unbelievable. He has a lot of doctor stoppage and corner stoppage wins. Like, so it's like if you look at his record, it's like doctor stoppage, corner stoppage. It's pretty. He's a violent cat, and he I think one of his last 2 wins at KSW was a doctor stoppage against Norman Park, which if I remember correctly. So he's 2-0 against Norman Park.
Yeah, I think there was a no contest in there too, because they fought 3 different times.
Something like that. Yeah.
Wasn't
it was an eye injury.
I know. Yeah, wasn't Wasn't the Norman Park fight? He basically got on the microphone and like demanded that Norman Park apologize. Before, like,
because Norman was
so
talking all this. Norman Park was talking all this greasiness, and then Gamrot just dismantled him and took the mic and demanded an apology.
Because Park wanted to shake his hand after the fight, and Gamrot's like, I'm not shaking your hand until you get on the microphone. You apologize to me, my friends, and my family. And he did, so that he shook his hand. Like, how gangster?
No way.
That's such a gangster.
Yeah, he forced Norman Park to apologize.
Okay. If I ever get to talk to Izzy off the record, I'm gonna tell Izzy, let's lay off the memes. And next time you beat someone that you really don't like you should have made Paulo Acosta apologize for all those meme videos.
Here's what you do.
I would love to see Izzy do that.
There's a tradition I found out about in the UK when it comes to the video game FIFA, where for a while, I guess it was a thing. If you beat someone by 5 goals, you have to go on your Facebook and write them a letter of an apology for wasting their time.
That'd be great.
That's hilarious.
That'd be great.
Then you have to write like to Israel Adesanya. I apologize for wasting your time. It will never you have to write like a formal letter of apology.
That's pretty funny. I saw some glowing reviews for The Silence Behind the Violence. Jonathan Martinez picking up a nice win over Thomas Almeida. What is next for Jonathan Martinez? You'll find out Monday when me and AK will make our picks. We're on to the next one. But he's an exciting cat.
At 135, I would like to see him fight the winner of Nathaniel Wood and Casey Kenny.
Interesting. That's an interesting matchup, yeah.
Bantamweight is just such a magnificent division. I
don't know. Bantamweight's so good.
I love men's bantamweight. Oh my goodness, it's just fantastic right now. It's just so deep. Just
So I think the winner of Wood versus Casey's probably squeaking into the top 15. I mean, that's like one of those fights that gets you there. Kenny's been top 15 guy before.
Yeah.
But this fight's, it's technically a it's a catchweight at 140, that fight.
Why was this a catchweight fight? Why was this fight at this?
Thomas Almeida's opponent fell out. So
one of those things.
Okay.
Yeah. Who was on? I'm trying to remember who it was.
It was a good scrap too.
Yeah, it was a good fight. Martinez just looks good, man. He's just so sneaky because he's so quiet. Like he just floats right in there and punches you in the face. I watched the scrum. It's so funny. He just kept apologizing for all of his answers.
Yeah, everything he says is I'm sorry.
Not necessarily his post fight, but like his fighting style, his like kind of. He gave me a Gegard Mousasi vibe. Just like Mousasi's just kind of like it looks like Mousasi's never broke a sweat. Kind of like that kind of vibe. I like that.
He was supposed to fight Alejandro Flores.
That's right.
Who's on a 2-fight losing streak. But to Cody Stamann and Song Yadong, so take it for what it's worth.
Yes. Yeah, Martinez is good, man. I remember I interviewed Mark Montoya it was right before, maybe it was like January, February of last year. It was right before Anthony Smith fought John Jones for the title. And we were talking about Jonathan Martinez, and I think still to this day, when they go out to eat, he has to order Jonathan's food because Jonathan's so shy.
His girl has to do it too. Like if he goes to say he goes to Starbucks, like someone has to order for him.
It's so funny. I think I talked to him. I think I talked to him where he said more than like 25 words once. It was after the Andre Ewell loss because he was just pissed. He was so mad he didn't get that decision.
And Casey, he's cut from the same cloth as like Masvidal. Like he has like 100 street fights.
What?
Yeah. He was talking about it at media day. He's like, he would just fight. He would just get in fights all the time as a kid. And then so his parents got him into martial arts, like Taekwondo, because that's just what he wanted to do. So then he started to do Taekwondo, and then he got in a street fight and head kicked someone and knocked him out.
Man.
He got a head kick knockout in a street fight.
I feel like I know that kid.
Man.
Yeah, that kid you just see in gym class. Like he's just really quiet, and then someone picks on him, and he just goes bonkers and just berserk on him. Yeah, I like those guys.
Yeah,
he's an interesting cat, man. He walks in, he's like, "We're like, could he get out of it?" He's like, "No, okay, sorry, I can't do it. Sorry."
So we have some differing opinions on what's going on with this potential featherweight title fight. Saw one person say that Ortega is going to be very difficult to prepare for, so he could stifle Mr. Volkanovski. And then Gone here, that was Anthony Watkins. I think Ortega's going to be hard to prepare for with the right game plan. He could stifle Volk. And then Gone says Brian Ortega, world-class ground guy, thinking he's a world-class striker. No chance against Volkanovski.
No chance. Come on. Yeah, it's going to be a very competitive fight.
That's an interesting matchup.
I love it. Love it.
Yep. What else is the world thinking? Where's Brian Ortega right now? Calvin Kattar's like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Is that what he's saying?
No.
His manager's like, so what's going on? Are we almost ready?
We're just.
I'm like, no, waiting on Ortega.
I mean, I can hop out if Calvin Cattar wants to sign on. So you would have to start a new stream, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can wait. He'll be all right. We'll get him in here.
Hear what the man says.
Yeah.
I have a lot of questions for Calvin.
Yes, I think a lot of our viewers will as well.
You know what I think it is? You know what I think he's late? He probably has to do the Spanish media too.
Ah, man. Yes. Yes.
Also, Casey, if you watch the commercials, Jonathan Martinez is fluent in Spanish. I had no idea either.
You know what? That is one thing I really enjoy about the how UFC is doing the Mexican Hispanic Heritage Month. I enjoy hearing the fighters.
Heritage Month.
I enjoy hearing the fighters talk in their I don't know if it's their native language, but them talking in Spanish, because I don't know if Ortega I like hearing Ortega speak Spanish. I like hearing Martinez speak Spanish. Yeah. I like hearing Tracy Cortez speak Spanish. Last week.
I've interviewed her a few times, and she slips right into Spanish all the time.
I figure anyone that knows two languages is smarter than me. It's like
100%.
I was like, you know twice as many words as I do. You're smart.
So get your questions ready for Calvin Kattar, and for the event as well. You know, lots of. I mean, we'll probably talk main event. We'll get Kattar's thoughts on it. We'll talk co-main event, and then it's probably just gonna be questions the rest of the way.
I think so.
On the post-fight show, just gonna hammer viewer questions. Just real quick, if you guys missed the prelims or missed the event in general, kicked off with a beautiful left hook to ground and pound by Saeed Nurmagomedov against Mark Striegel. I'm surprised
they can go watch our post-fight scrums. That's what they can do. Prelims.
There you go. Go watch post-fight scrum.
We still have Lomo Lopez isn't happening for a while, right? We still have a little bit of time, right?
I don't even know what day it is, man.
You're pointless to ask questions. What time is it over there, sir? Just to remind.
6:39 a.m.
There you go.
That's a little earlier than normal, right?
It's a little earlier than normal. Literally, all the media is just waiting.
Oh, that is the worst. You can have the best fights, and then you just sit there and wait for like 45 minutes, and then no matter how awesome the fight is, you're like, oh god, I just got to go home now.
This is how it was for Casey. I'm sure you remember when we were streaming Media Day. We were just waiting on those two. Like Media Day was supposed to end at like 7. It ended at like 9 o'clock for me, anyway.
Yep.
So we're still waiting on
John Young Park's pretty popular on our YouTube page right now.
He is. I mean, he goes out there. I just thought it was just wonderful the way he reacted to out Chimaeving Chimaev, I guess, against John Phillips.
He volunteered to fight Chimaev on December 19th.
And that'll get you some views right there.
Dana say no
There's
one's
a lot of good
one's raising
calls.
their hand?
Oh, Neil Magny's raising his hand.
Yeah,
Chris Weidman apparently is raising his hand.
There were many hands, Mr.
John
White.
Young Parks raises his hand.
Chimaev is
Guram Kutataladze called out Islam Makhachev for UFC 254.
He might get a medical suspension, though.
I think Brian Ortega needs to hurry up or Calvin Cater's going to fly to Abu Dhabi. The text I just got was Cal's going to kill someone if he misses the Loma fight.
Okay, no, we are going off
Oh,
air.
here we go. Brian's right here. Brian's
Okay.
right. Brian's
Okay.
right.
All right, Ortega's here. Here we go. The winner.
Brian, congratulations on a pretty dominant performance. Let me know, before we talk about the fight itself, just the result. I mean, mentally, how big is this moment for you to kind of get back in the win column, put that last one behind, and show all the haters and doubters that you're still here?
It felt good. You know, it was good. I was getting the butterflies again, like I said in my post, right? I'm loving the training part. I'm loving the growing part. I'm loving the learning how to actually be in this game without just brawling like before, you know? Oh, great to come back, you know, and trust my team with everything that we've been working hard to do and come out here and show the world.
Talk about the fight itself, because the idea was, you know, he's got the advantage on the feet. You've probably got the advantage on the ground, you know, and you outboxed him basically. So, I mean, was that the plan coming in? And did you know you could do that coming in?
I knew I can do that once I actually stuck to a game plan and not get emotional like I used to. And of course, man, like I've been working with these guys for a while now, you know, while everyone has been watching the UFC and everything, and I kind of disappeared from the face of the earth. I was in the freaking dungeon right there, down there, just grinding away, looking at these fights and going, don't worry, I'm going to have my time. I'm going to have my time. I'm going to have my time. And I just kept with that mentality, you know. I started hiring people and who specialize in certain things that will do great for my career. And I started hiring these people. And now we have the whole team set.
One big highlight was that spinning elbow that you landed. Was that something that you had game planned coming in, or just something you saw on the fly?
No, man. I was one in the back saw me working on it, you know, especially learning Muay Thai now and all that. Shout out to Kevin Ross, who was working out with me a lot for this camp, and we started practicing these elbows.
So we know what's next, a title shot, or at least that's what we assume right now.
Yeah.
Obviously, nothing's done until it's done. But have you started scouting Volkanovski yet? As you said, you've been watching all these fights. So have you started scouting him? And I guess without giving away a game plan, where do you feel like you have an advantage? What do you see?
I mean, I watched his fights, both of his fights with Max. You know, obviously after that, I had to watch it. Very methodical, very technical, right? The way he approached everything. So, yeah, I would have to just restudy everything again, and not only just the two Max fights, but his entire career, and kind of brush up on more of his fights, and go in there and do what I do, man. Just give him my best.
There's a lot at play, obviously, in terms of like him being able to travel and just all that stuff. So I guess it's kind of up in the air. But ideally, I mean, do you have a date in mind that would make sense for you when you think you guys should fight?
I don't know yet, man. Right now, like I said, I want to get off this island, go home. I'm sure a lot of you guys here do too. I feel for you guys, you know. I'm only here for 1 week, but damn, you guys are savages. But yeah, man, I just want to go home right now. I want to go home. I want to see my family. And then maybe in a week's time, have Tiki Gossen go talk to Dana and work something out.
Last thing for me, I mean, obviously you're going to want to enjoy this moment. You got a title shot lined up next, but I wonder, is a Holloway rematch something that you feel like you have to have at some point in your career, or does it not matter? I said this
in the beginning, in the very, very beginning when the fight was first set up. We will meet again, you know. He's going to stay at the top. He's not just a guy that's going to drop right off the bat and just kind of spiral down his career, you know. I'm not a guy that's going to just fall off like that. Clearly tonight I showed the world that that's not me. So he's going to stay in the top. I'm going to be in the top. Volkanovski's going to be in the top. And believe me, we're going to have some rounds with all of us. You know, we're going to keep you guys entertained.
So, Brian, I'm curious. I know it's a bit of a cliche question, but was there anything the Korean Zombie did in there or didn't do in there that sort of took you off guard?
No. Everything. We've literally studied this guy to the T. I even ate Korean barbecue.
Fair enough. That help?
Yes. Kimchi, brother.
Obviously, you surprised us all at the weigh-ins when you shaved the hair. I understand it's for charity. I'd like to give you an opportunity to tell us about it and tell us the thought process into doing that.
So we were cutting weight. I've been wanting to cut my hair for a while. Not completely bald, but at least, you know, I trim a little bit or go back to the slick back Brian or something, you know. Just training. I understand now why some of these girls cut their hair off, man. After every run, I got to just rebundle it up and put it this and that and showering and this, just a freaking hassle. I do miss my looks with it, you know. I'm not going to lie, you know. My looks, I miss them, but I was cutting weight and I was like, bro, I feel like shit. And there's some people who are going through some things right now, you know, like I did with the Mauiola, I visited countless of children's hospitals. Met a lot of kids who were sick with cancer, and the stories that you would see will always stay with me. You know, walking in these rooms, playing tough and making them smile, and walking out and crying your freaking tears out because you know these stories, you know. And I was suffering during the weight cut, and I haven't had a weight cut in over 2 years. And while I was suffering, I was like, man, I have to deal with this for a little bit. Some people don't have that choice. They have to deal with it every day. And I was talking about it while I was in the tub cutting weight. I was like, man, like, I don't know how some people lose weight like this constantly and go through all these therapies and everything. And maybe I was in my feelings, right? And I got emotional when I cut weight. But I was like, yo, man, I go get me the clippers right now. They're like, what? I go, get me the freaking clippers. And they thought I was just like, no, relax. I was like, give me the clippers. I was like about to fight my little homie Dino. I was like, get me the fucking clippers now. And I just went straight for it, man. I was just like, I think he filmed it. I was just like, just went straight for it. I was like, we're going to donate this. That's it. Like, it's done. It's fucking done.
Going back to Alexander Volkanovski, he was complimentary of you tonight. I know
he's a cool guy, man.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what you think of him as a person and as a champion. He's always said
he's a great champion. Obviously, he won the belt, defended it, right? That's one thing I can never take from him or say anything bad because he did it. I haven't done that. Cool guy as a person. After that incident of mine over there in Vegas, I still went out to the club and I ran into him and he came up to me and talked to me and everything. And he was a cool dude. And yeah, man, I have nothing bad to say about the guy. Let's not start beef.
Congrats on the win, man.
Brian over here. I think in the first few weeks, especially before Israel Adesanya and Paulo Costa's fight card, not a lot of fighters talked about the sleep schedule affecting them. But as the weeks have gone on, more and more fighters are bringing it up. So how much did that play?
Well, I'm a night owl. Sure. I play Call of Duty till 5 a.m. So fighting at 5 is like, all right, cool, we're ready. So I just had to try to. In the beginning, it was like match the time right now, because the time at home is probably like 6:30 right now or 7 or something like that. So I try to match the time. So it was like sleep during the day, be up all night, and that's kind of what I was doing. And then the fact that I know that when it's nighttime I come alive anyways, I think like subconsciously I was like, dude, fuck yeah, let's party till the sun comes up. So let's do it.
So you wouldn't have any issue coming back here? And
No, I don't. The time schedule thing is. Dude, I can party, bro.
And then during the fight, you obviously had the spinning back elbow. I think at one point you even faked the takedown and caught him off guard. You shot him for your own takedowns. Just a lot of tools on display. How much in your arsenal did you not display that you now have in your back pocket that you haven't shown yet?
There's a lot more, man. There's a lot more that I have been learning, but I just don't have the confidence to use yet. Because it's like, well, I can land it on the pads, but can I land it in a real fight? I'm barely landing it when I spar. So there's all these new tricks that I'm still learning right now that I'm kind of still shitty at it, to be honest. So I have to go back in there and just chip away and keep getting better, man. This is I'm in love again. You know what I'm saying? I'm in love with learning again. Not just the fighting and winning and whatever. Like, that's cool, but to go back and train and have fun. That's why I started this. That's why I love what I do, because the fights. I hate fighting, bro. I've said it all the time. Like, fighting gives you all these nerves and this fucking roller coaster, and you're like, fuck. Like, right now, I'm glad it's over. Go back home to life. The training is where it was at for me, to be able to live my life like that, you know, to be able to live my life in a way where I can wake up, train every day, get better. And this is the only the price I have to pay. Go in here, fight, get your job done, go home and redo it again, and I can feed my family like that. I'm happy with that, you know, and I took it, but I lost that before. Now I have it back.
One final one. I think we've obviously been talking about this fight for the better part of a year. Now it's over. I think a lot of the narrative was he might have the advantage on the feet. You would have the advantage on the ground, but you pretty much won the whole fight on your feet. So does that make this one even more satisfying?
Yeah. I mean, I knew I was good with my stand-up. I just knew I needed direction. Now that I have it, it feels good to test it now against legit strikers in this game who are feared for their striking and dominate them the way I did was just confirmation that everything that I'm doing with all my guys is going good.
T-City, congratulations on the victory.
Say the Lakers, you love the Lakers, please.
Schmo loves the Lakers.
Yes, thank you, Schmo.
With what you know now, how different would a fight again with Max Holloway look?
It would just look different, man. I'm not here to promote anything or say this and that. I just know I'm a better fighter than I was when I fought him, and it would go a lot different.
Will you keep the head shaved, or
no? I'm growing my hair back. My hair is growing back.
All right.
I can't stay bald, brother. Good. Thank you, guys.
There he is, big winner. Brian Ortega gets it done. 5-round sweeperini of the Korean Zombie. How manly of a word is sweeperini? But good stuff from him. He's growing his hair back. Said he can't be bald. It takes a special human being to walk around bald. But that'll do it for this part of our UFC Fight Island 6 post-fight coverage. Jose, any final words regarding tonight's events before we let you go to sleep?
Beautiful performance. I cannot wait to see Brian Ortega fight Max Holloway. I would love to see that fight too. Brian Ortega fight Volkanovski. I think that's just another as I say, just a high-level martial arts competition, which is just the narrative in the featherweight division at this point. I feel like every single fight we're going to say that. So can't wait for that fight. Brian Ortega looks awesome. Can't wait to see him work on how he described still shitty at. Can't wait to see him master those tools. So, but awesome night of fights, and I think the 4-year wait for me lived up.
There you go. And speaking of the featherweight division, join us on the UFC Fight Island 6 live post-fight show, which will be kicking off in a matter of moments with the number 6 ranked 145-pounder in the world, Calvin Cattar. Thank you, Jose. Casey, I'll see you on the other side. Calvin Cattar will as well. Join us over there. Link coming on Twitter momentarily. We'll see you there.